outdoors for a hike or making a short trip to the outlying islands is what we tend to do in the holidays or during the weekends.
If you ask me, a well-spent weekend or a holiday doesn't have to be confined to these two things. A luxury staycation can also keep us entertained and help us feel refreshed. I mean, who doesn't want to add a little bit of glamour to our lives, right? Cheers! Don't you just love the idea of a staycation? It's the perfect time for us to catch up. We can chill, relax, and obviously have some dessert.
Yes, I do love a staycation, how it's indulging a piece of paradise in your own home city.
Exactly, it's like a mini holiday.
Joyce, even though chilling in this room is great, I wouldn't mind looking around.
Well, no worries. I got everything planned. Staycation nowadays is a lot more than rest and relaxation. It can also be a chance to try out something new.
Of course, having an extravagant spa treatment or enjoying a movie marathon with popcorn and gummy candies are what people normally do during staycations. But having an aviation history tour with a gorgeous view of Hong Kong is definitely special yet fun.
Look at all the precious artifacts from the golden ages of aviation. You probably never thought that a staycation could be such an enriching experience, right?
Joyce, another reason why I love staycations are that you get to explore your hometown in ways that you don't usually do. Honestly, I've never tried on a cheongsam before, except when I was acting in a period drama, but now I can experience the elegant and iconic Chinese garment in a fashion way that feels great.
I know, right? It's so much fun to dress in a colorful range of unique cheongsam-inspired outfits and recreate memories of the modern Chinese woman in the 20th century. What an experience! Staycation is the perfect time to indulge in a good meal.
Absolutely, and feel a little extravagant for the day.
Yeah, I love the appetizer we had just then. The tender octopus had a little smoky flavor, along with the broccoli and the creamy burrata. The flavors really complement each other.
Me too, and I love how the pork was paired with a peach. It gives it really a delicate texture. Besides exploring new horizons, staycations can also be a way to create memories that will last forever.
And there's nothing better than preserving memories through photography. The art of photography also allows us to focus on the important things in life and savor every moment.
Well, that is probably the ultimate purpose of a staycation too.
The world we live in today, everything seemingly has an expiration date, and those items, they lose value over time. However, there are always exceptions to the rule, and the items I'm looking at today, their value grows over time. When you are appraising a piece of antique, where do you usually start looking at first?
But for me, I usually use the framework of bone, flesh, and skin. What I mean by bone is the core of the piece of art. So if we're looking at this water vase of Yuan Yang, it is with the pottery base. And then outside of that is the flesh. In this case, it's the color. Is the color mixed well? Is it consistent? Does it evoke beauty? And finally, skin is the part where collectors, how have they treated it? Is there weathering? Is there scratches? Is there broken pieces? Those three levels combined, I use that type of framework to look at a piece of work and then determine, oh, is it a good piece of work? Has it been treated well? And is it worth me investing in it?
So after looking at those things, how do you determine the value of a piece?
One of the rite of passage for us is to build a huge mental database of relevant objects. So when we first started, we have to handle hundreds and thousands of pieces. And when I say handle, I mean picking it up, looking at it, feel the weight, get the sensory touch, look inside, bottom, and try to build a comprehensive memory of it. And this is more of an art than science because while this piece might invoke the memory of 5 other pieces for me, someone else might think of 10 other pieces, right? So that's why the range can vary quite a bit. Take this pot as an example. The artistic value of it refers to, does it evoke emotion in me? Do I have any sort of nostalgic feeling that comes with it? Now, the second level is the economic value of it. Economic value here refers purely to supply and demand, right? Are there a lot of these in the market, or is it unique? Right? Can it be easily made, or people no longer make these kind of things? So the third value is the historical value of a piece, and this refers only to antiques. Does this piece of work invoke memories of a past, the lifestyle of a specific time period, or even specific people? When I combine these 3 values, that gives me a sense of how to truly appreciate this piece from different perspectives.
I read an interesting article the other day. There was a French lady. She was cleaning her kitchen and she found a tiny oil painting. And that oil painting turned out to be the most expensive medieval painting ever sold in an auction because it was a Renaissance masterpiece dating back 700 years. So it just goes to show, you can never underestimate the power of a painting. How can we tell if a painting is authentic?
So actually, there's no easy way to authenticate a classical Chinese painting. My advice for anyone who's interested in collecting classical Chinese art would be to look for a work of art with a strong provenance. And what I mean by that is a work of art that we can trace back all the way to the artist who made it. So for instance, we can look at the collector seals on the painting. We'll often find these red stamps that mark the ownership from the different collectors. For instance, this work all the way from the Ming Dynasty to the modern days, and an inscription as well. So by piecing everything together, that would be a strong provenance if we can trace back all the way to the artist who made it.
So for a piece that's from a similar artist, how much is it worth generally? So
this is by the artist Tang Yin. So he's one of the 4 masters of the Ming Dynasty. So his work goes from around $1 million to 70 million, which is his auction record.
Whether you fancy the latest technological gadgets or enjoy the timeless elegance of antique pieces, to really understand its aesthetics and appreciate their value, all you really need is finding the right perspective.
After the break, define the true meaning of luxury lifestyle. Enjoy Chinese gourmet dishes with a Western flair.
And check out artwork that capture the essence of Hong Kong. There are many ways to live well. For some, living well means taking the time to recharge. And for some, it means spending quality time with the family.
Though having me time is essential, humans are by nature social animals. We do long for a social connection.
And that's why more and more designers are going the extra mile to create curated communal spaces for the city dwellers.
When you first walk into this clubhouse, you're immediately welcomed by an expansive floor-to-ceiling window overlooking the outdoor garden scenery.
This spacious venue transports you from the daily demands of life to a tranquil sanctuary. From the chef's table to the open kitchen area and a comfy lounge area for movie nights, you have everything you need for a great party right under the same roof.
Whether you want to host an intimate lunch with family or party it up with a bigger group of friends, this versatile space caters to all kinds of different groups.
I agree. This is a nicely designed space in terms of its aesthetics and functionality. But if it has all that and it goes beyond, that's what makes a great clubhouse.
Apart from catering to different parties and social gatherings, a well-rounded clubhouse should also offer pampering facilities.
A bubbling jacuzzi will whisk you off to a wellness haven. And for something more dynamic, the aqua bikes and outdoor pool are there to create a truly multifunctional clubhouse experience for the busy dwellers to take a break and live life a little.
You know, pairing the right things together and finding that perfect combination can be so satisfying. In the case of clothes, we can pair the right pieces together and coordinate the colors to really express our own sense of style.
Right, food and wine is an excellent example. And selecting the right bottle can enhance what you're eating. For gastronomers around the world, finding the right bottle of wine to match with Chinese food is both a most challenging and interesting process.
Chicken is one of the most popular ingredients in Chinese cuisine, so a chicken dish is a great choice to kick off this food and wine pairing experience.
What makes this chicken dish interesting is that Chef Ming shredded the slow-cooked chicken breast and seasoned it with ginger and spring onion oil before it is served.
The burgundy red wine has a rich aroma of black fruits and woody vanilla notes, which perfectly enhances the taste of the crispy chicken skin. Speaking of the most popular Chinese dish around the globe, the hearty sweet and sour pork definitely topped the list. Everyone loves this iconic dish.
Inspired by the classic dish, Chef Ming replaced the meat with shiitake mushrooms. The shiitake mushrooms are deep fried until crispy before it is mixed with the sweet and sour sauce. Served along with the pineapple sorbet, what a creative dish!
A glass of white from northern France is recommended, as its fruity notes can complement the intense flavors of the sauce.
Candice, what would you say is a versatile ingredient for cooking?
I'll say potatoes because it can be cooked in so many different ways and it tastes delicious regardless.
Yeah, that's a good one. Another popular one that I was thinking of is the taro, because it's filling, it's healthy, it goes well with a lot of food, it has a sweet, nutty taste to it, and that's probably why it is one of Chef Ming's favorite ingredients to work with.
Hey Darren, now I know why you said the taro is a versatile ingredient. This golden taro box with mushrooms says it all.
This crispy golden taro box with mushrooms features stir-fried glazed mushrooms and black garlic and braised by fragrant deep-fried mashed taro to create a crispy cube. And yes, it looks as good as it tastes.
Chef Ming suggests to pair it with a German wine, as the rich and creamy texture of the wine complements the crispy texture of the taro box and the slightly spicy mayonnaise sauce perfectly. When it comes to food and wine pairing, how can we miss the pigeon? Pigeon is one of the most loved classic food and wine pairings. This slow-cooked pigeon is really tender and juicy, and it goes really well with a bold and intense red wine.
Well, no matter how you pair your food and wine, to truly enjoy a good meal, you just gotta have good company. So here is to great food, great wine, and great company. Cheers.
There are many ways to get to know more about a city. When I go traveling, Gallery hopping is always on the top of my list. This is simply because art to me is a reflection of society and its culture. Since we're in Hong Kong now, why not discover Hong Kong through the lens of some local artists? Could you tell us more about this Hong Kong contemporary art show?
And it's featuring 10 Hong Kong artists, and the theme looking back, focusing on our shared history. And this is a way of looking backward and also using these artists to look forward.
So which art piece do you find most engaging?
Well, it has to be that first piece by John Mahler. Mountains of gold and silver are not as good as mountains of blue and green. That piece has to be the most engaging in terms of its hologram and the history of trade between East and West from 18th century until present. So that piece, besides using technology and also Jiangdozheng, as well as the 3 beautiful potteries, telling about the history of this part of the world.
Mm-hmm. It definitely caught my eye at the beginning. So apart from that piece, which art piece holds a special place in your heart?
The one for me, most personally, definitely is Samson Young's piece, The World Falls into Fact. He kind of uses this piece to talk about the genealogy of a song called Mo Li Hua. And the song, I grew up listening to it as a kid, and I remember performing it in school. And so now I remember fast forward seeing my first opera, Western opera. And I remember hearing that song as a refrain in one of the beautiful arias. And that, to me, he captures that kind of the East and West journey of this really, what I thought was a Chinese folk song. But he really captures it in a way that means a lot to me whenever I see that piece.
And it brings back a lot of memories.
Really fond memories, yes.
New media art is always fun and visually striking. But aside from the dynamic use of videos, lightings, and sounds, some local visual artists have their unique takes on contemporary art.
Hi, Andrew. Could you tell us the story behind your artwork?
So my artwork comes from materials-based practice. So I take materials and I think about them in different ways to sort of complete them in the sense of taking into account the context and the narratives that are associated with them. So this one is a recreation of a boundary stone, which are preserved on site. What I've done here is that I've made it in copper, and copper is a metal that's often used in ammunition production, which relates back to the magazine, which is the original utility of the site. The stickers on the surface, several of them are from declassified CIA documents that relate to the institution that we are in now, as well as documents from the Hong Kong government.
So what would you say goes behind your creative process in general?
Again, it's really stems from the materials and the context that they exist in. For example, we have the piece behind me here. Again, it's a boundary stone, but made with salt blocks that's formulated specially for animal consumption. By putting it out in nature and sort of letting it exist with the ecology of the space, we allow animals to go up and eat it or lick it, and thereby, hopefully, they'll help make it erode.
So it can sculpt in a unique way.
Yes, exactly.
Well, I think what's really exciting for the Hong Kong contemporary artists is that this is a really interesting time and very dynamic time. And also the growth of the cultural institutions here in Hong Kong, and as well as the global art fairs. There is a lot of exciting time for them to shine, and also for them to have a seat at the global table, no longer just as a Hong Kong artist, but as an artist.
To me, artistic creation is like a journal where the artist can document not only his feelings, but different societal changes along the way. After looking at today's exhibition, I've realized that Hong Kong is a place where the old collides with the new, and is also a place full of energy. And that's why I'm proud to call Hong Kong my home.
That's all the time we have for this week's episode. If you want to find out more about what we've introduced, remember to log on to our website.
In the coming weeks, delight your senses with amazing culinary creations of Catalonia. Check out what makes a home a luxury home, and take a look at home designs that blend with the natural surroundings. Keep up with the latest makeup trends and wear the latest celebrity and runway looks on your face. Also, experience the beauty of ballet and many more. Join us again next time.